Hey, I want to take some time today to address some people out there that I know are feeling depressed or angry or disappointed about the apparent election results. And to those people, I want to say a couple things. I want to say, one, it's normal. Don't feel like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. I'm really upset about this. That's normal. It's okay to feel that way. What's important is that you keep it in scale and then possibly you channel it into something positive. By keep it in scale, I mean, remember, it's probably not going to affect your life. I'm an older guy. I've lived under a lot of presidents. Not once has a decision of a president really affected my life. As a middle-class, older white guy, I'm not someone that any of them are running big campaigns for or making special programs for, etc. So really doesn't have much effect on my life, period, and I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat if you really stopped and thought about it. Now, often our sensibilities might be offended by who's president and things that happen, but it doesn't really affect our lives. Like, so let's take abortion, one of the big issues. If abortion was ever settled one way or the other without the other side, it's just a settled issue now, the result might offend my sensibilities. I might be like, I don't agree with that. And I find it kind of morally reprehensible even. But it wouldn't really affect my life. I'm not having an abortion. And hopefully no one in my family is having an abortion. Probably the same thing with you. And you might get offended about gay marriage. I don't like gay marriage. Well, but is it really affecting your life? Are you getting gay married? Is someone in your family getting gay married that you don't want them to? And why would you not want them to? Why would you care? It doesn't affect your life. That happens a lot. We get our sensibilities offended, but our lives stay pretty much the same. I think we got to keep that in scale there and remember that. Like I said, older guy here, been through a lot of it. Ups and downs under presidents of both parties. So let's keep it in scale. Let's not confuse our sensibilities being offended with our lives being over, because that's when we start doing stupid stuff, maybe self-harming, etc. Let's not do any of that. It's a big enough problem in this country. We don't need to make it bigger. But you know what I mean. So keep it in scale. And also, let's channel that energy. Let's find something to do with it. Let's not let it become negative. Let's not get so angry that we become a booze hound or we're out in the streets burning people's private property. We're not those type of people. Let's channel it into something productive. Because to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up anyone's ass or make them feel better about anything unjustly, but I honestly think, and you can quote me on this and you can hold me to task on this, that I think the year 2021 is going to be the year of the gun. It's going to be the year that we get so many wins. We get all the wins. We're going to be sick of winning because I just think it's all led up to this point. And I don't think it's going to matter who's president because the groundwork is already laid as long as we do the rest of it, as long as we stand up and make sure it happens. I think we already have courts in our favor, especially the Supreme Court, even state courts. California's, the Ninth Circuit's been making some pretty pro-gun rulings lately that might make it to the Supreme Court this year. I think we're going to win those. And I don't think anything's going to change as far as the courts right now because I don't think Biden's going to be able to appoint anyone the Republican Congress doesn't agree with, the Republican Senate. So I don't see anything changing for 2 years. And I think right now we're set up to have some big wins over the next 2 years. And all we have to do is take that anger, take that disappointment, and channel it into being positive. And actually do the work. Like in 2013, after the events of December 2012, so many people stood together and we weren't all just gun guys. We were car guys. We were, sports guys, all kinds of guys from different, and gals from different, and different types of enthusiasts, I should say here. But we all stood together for freedom. And we made a powerful force because we were facing a wave of anti-gun sentiment after the events of December 2012. I mean, it was like everyone was certain, like, well, this is the wave that's going to wash away the nut jobs. But we fought it back. We fought it back completely. And that was awesome. It was so nice feeling like you were part of the winning army here. And it was great. Now, unfortunately, eventually a lot of those people sat back down because a lot of them were there for profit. That was some of them. But a lot of them, when Trump got elected, they just went, it's the Republican now. So when people like me went, all right, now we have a chance to maybe go on the offense and make some wins, make some strides here. Where do you say, fellas? Fellas, where'd y'all go? The army was gone. They all sat down. And most of them sat down and took a nap, and they didn't even realize that during the Trump administration, we were losing a lot of rights. He was no friend of the Second Amendment. That's another thing I want to point out to people here now that are so upset. We didn't lose a great warrior for the Second Amendment, period. He wasn't one, period. So that wasn't the greatest loss there, as far as the Second Amendment is concerned. So we need to get those people to stand back up again. And I think now that Trump is gone, and if it's Biden now, I think that they will stand back up again, and we can have that army. And because they stand back up, because they perceive Biden as a threat, well, we're not facing any big anti-gun waves right now. In fact, we're riding pro-gun waves. So now we can go on the offensive. If all these people stand back up and we go on the offensive, we're not fighting back a giant wave this time. So this time we can actually storm the beach. We can actually make progress. And that's awesome. I think it's going to happen. All it takes is us to quit being depressed and quit being just angry without channeling it, and we will win. If we just start doing some things, do things the smart way. Like one of the things we have to do is we have to realize that the Second Amendment isn't a right or left issue. And as we can see, the country's very divided. Out of like 140 something million people, only 4 million voted only 4 million more on one side. Both sides were in the 70 million range votes. That's a lot of people on both sides. But we also have to realize that the left is gaining a little ground. That's 4 million votes more. And every year they win the popular vote by a little bit more. So unless that changes, we're going to have to take some people from that side on our side just to shore up our victories. We don't need them for the victories. I think the victories are going to happen in the courts right now, whether people like it or not. But we're going to have to start bringing some sentiment over to our side. People who say, I'm not on the right now, but I don't care about gun issues. Gun issues are a constitutional issue, and everyone should have them, and blah, blah, blah. It's not one of the things I'm interested in. That way, these politicians who cater to that mindset won't have any motivation to cater to it anymore. So we won't have to keep fighting every time just to keep what we got so they don't make new laws to take it back. We do need to start winning over some people on the other side. When we talk to people about the Second Amendment, we should be like good journalists. If a good journalist is doing an interview or making a report, at the end of the report, you should be able to go, is that guy liberal or conservative? Is he Republican or Democrat? I couldn't tell. That should be the way it is when we talk to people about the Second Amendment. They should be able to, they should at the end say to themselves, what does that guy believe on other things? I have no clue. Because he didn't get into it. He talked about the Second Amendment. And he won me over with facts instead of, and if you don't support the Second Amendment, you probably also kill baby. Not that kind of shit. That don't do us any good. So let's take advantage of the fact that I think we're going to be getting all the wins in the court. I mean, not all of them, but we're going to win most of them. And we're going to win back a lot of rights. This is going to be the anti-1968. In 1968, the anti-gunners really took solid ground. And I think the year 2021 is going to be the year that that land slides right out from underneath them. That solid ground just slides away. And it's going to be because of what we do and because of the courts being the way they are now. So all we have to do is stand up, channel that disappointment, channel that anger in a positive way, bring some people over to the Second Amendment, not act like fools while we're winning the court battle. And then I think we're going to have a situation where not only have we won a lot of victories, but we've won over some hearts and minds, and maybe we can start dealing with things that really are problems. Like when we talk about, why are there so many people committing suicide with guns? We can just leave the with guns off and say, why are there so many people committing suicide, and deal with that. And I think we'd have a better world to live in. So like I said, don't be depressed. Don't be angry. At least not to a point where you feel like you can't do anything. Channel that stuff. Like I said, we haven't lost much, and I think we're going to gain a lot. Like I said, the year 2021 is going to be the year of gun rights. It's going to be the year we get all the wins. And one of the biggest wins I think we could get is to make it to where gun rights isn't even really a hot topic issue anymore. And I think we can make some real progress to it this year if we actually act smart, we stand together, and we stay committed. I know I'm going to try to be more committed. I'm going to try to do less of the little self-indulgent video. I'm still going to do my little self-indulgent videos. If you watch my channel, you know my videos aren't meant to appeal to masses. They're like, look at the cool Resident Evil grips and things like it's stuff I like. Very self-indulgent. It's like stuff me and maybe 15, 20 other thousand people care about. And that's what I do because, like I said, very self-centered. So I'm still going to do that, but I am going to start doing a daily show. where I actually show you that I'm paying attention, I'm being proactive, I'm trying to do stuff, and I'm trying to spread information. We'll do a daily show where I talk. It's just gonna be like a half-hour show, maybe 20 minutes even, where every day I come on and at a certain time and I say, these are the issues I think we're facing right now. This is the progress we've made. These are the challenges we face. Maybe this is a cool new gun. Stuff like that, just to keep people interested a little bit. But just do it in a way that people know it's going to be there and when it's going to be there and what time it's going to be there, and hopefully they can keep themselves updated. Hopefully I'll be able to have people come in from different areas and say, here's what's going on in our area and here's what we need to do. But just a lot of stuff. So if you want to send me, I'll set it up later. I'll do another video about this later where you can send me topics. Like if you send me topics the day before up until like 10 a.m. that morning, I can use those as fodder for my video every day. But I'll just have like a special tag you put in the subject line or something. Like I said, more about that later. But I'm going to be more proactive. I'm going to be more involved. I've been pretty involved as it is. I just don't, I don't feel a need every time I go up to the Capitol and talk to someone to make a video telling you what I did and why you should give me more money for it. But now I'm going to try to be a little more proactive. And I hope more people out there will be too. And I'm going to try to leave the anger, the hate, the judgment, the division, all that crap out of it. I'm going to try to make it as positive as possible. Because like I said, 2021 is going to be the year of gun rights. We're going to make it so. And I stand by that, hold my feet to the fire, challenge me on it every day if you want, because it is going to be the year where we get all the wins. Hey, this is the Yankee Marshal, just reminding everyone out there that if you disagree with anything I say in any one of my videos, be it something political or tactical, I am going to give you the opportunity to come talk to me face to face instead of just having to put stuff in comment sections where someone might not even read them. You can come in one of my live chats and tell me off in person. You just have to send an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com, and in the subject line of that video put slap the yank, and then I will get back with you and set up a time where you can come in one of the live chats and tell me off face to face.